Good morning, everybody. I am Psychic Medium Jaime.
And I'm Spiritwalker Nicole. Good morning. Making sacred connections, bringing a shade of spirit to you is what we're doing this morning.
We are a dynamic duo. I am a psychic medium, and Nicole.
I am an angel medium.
And this is our first show here on TTR. So we are super excited to be here, to be part of the Transformation Talk Radio family. We just find that when we manifest things and we bring things out as our intentions, that they start to come into fruition. And so it's things that we've done along the way to get to this point. But before you guys, I don't know. I think we should introduce ourselves before we just go into exactly what it is that we do.
Let's do it.
Okay. So do you want to talk about how we kind of got started, like how Shades was formed?
Yeah, so Shades of Spirit is what we are called. And we got started about a year ago when, and Jaime and I will talk about how we met. But what we found when we started collaborating is that we have a love of spirit and all the different things. It's not just one thing. It's not just, readings or healings or cards, whatever you want to. It's like all of it. It's just like the whole thing.
Exactly. And so probably about 5 years ago, I really came into opening up my gifts completely. And I started doing release and intentions workshops. And it's something that I will never give up doing. I do it religiously every single month. Now, with what's going on in the world, we're having to do it through Zoom, but it's just as powerful because you get to meet new people. You get to bring that lively energy of spirit coming in, and you get to work on releasing stuff that doesn't serve us and then put those intentions out to fill those spaces. So I was having a circle at our home, and a friend of ours had invited Nicole. Little did I know what I was getting myself into, folks. So she actually will have to tell the part of the story where she wasn't going to come to my fabulous Release and Intentions workshop. But yeah, no, I had a nice group. We were out by the campfire. It was a nice August evening, so it was warm but breezy. And yeah, she decided that she wasn't going to come to my wonderful Release and Intentions workshop. But I'll let you defend yourself.
I will have to defend myself. Basically, it was through a friend of a friend, and she's like, I've got this circle that I go to. It's pretty cool. And I was kind of in a weird place. I was kind of comfortable with what I was doing. I was still sort of checking different things out where I was. I was just learning about mediumship and all the things that go with it. And I was starting to practice on my own as well, give readings. And I got invited to this, and I was supposed to actually, I had a gym. I was at a personal training appointment at a gym, and I got there and I realized that I had forgotten all of my stuff. So I had nothing. I had nothing to work out in, but I was still going to try. My trainer's like, no, get out of here. And so, it was a Friday evening, and I'm like, well, Southern California traffic. I can either sit in traffic for a couple hours or I can go check out whatever this is.
Blessed.
So you're welcome.
I won over traffic, ladies and gentlemen. I should feel honored. So she came in a few minutes late, and I immediately give her a hug. And well, she's not a hugger, folks.
I'm not a hugger.
So that was probably step one of going in the wrong direction, right? So we go outside, and I never do readings during these circles because it's more about us, and it's a workshop scenario. So all of a sudden, around the group of 10 to 12, around the campfire, everyone had one person that had passed behind them. And it was actually, as I found out through my guides later, that it was part of a healing circle that we were all part of, and that there was a reason why we were all supposed to be there, as that happens all the time. So I'm going around the circle, and I'm bringing through each person, and they've got these messages, and it's a beautiful moment for each person. And Nicole's my last one, and I look to my left, like I do now, and I say, I'm bringing through this older gentleman. And she looks at me and says, I don't want to hear from him. And I thought,
I did not use that tone.
Who invited her? Yes, you did.
I absolutely
yes,
did not.
You did.
Incorrect.
Nope. Tell me how you said it.
I couldn't have been nicer. I just didn't know who you were. And I was like, who is this? Like, I thought we were going to write some stuff down on paper, throw it in a fire, and call it a night.
Yep.
I had no idea what I was stepping into. And I'm just like, I'm good. I didn't know anybody sitting at this circle. I was just like, trying to figure out, where I was, who you were,
what
and
was
here you
going
are trying
on.
to give me a reading. I'm like, wait a minute.
So then, the thing for me is when you cross through those doors, anything is possible, right?
Okay, well, you need to hold up a sign, a disclaimer, have me sign a waiver, something of that nature.
A waiver for my circle. So we go through the process of the release and intentions, and then I look over and I'm giving readings throughout the circle. And I look at her and I go, "You are so black and white. Wait till you really merge into the gray." And you would have thought that I told her that her cat was pregnant with puppies. I mean, the look on her face, folks, was crazy, crazy, right? And what did you think at that point?
I still didn't like you.
See, she's finally admitted it, folks. Oh, thank you. It has taken us this long for her to say that. So after the workshop, she left, and then she didn't show up for another 2 months.
Mm-mm. No.
But for me, these workshops are all about whoever needs to come comes, right? Some people we have religiously every month, which has become our family, and other people come and go when they need to. So I don't ever ask. I just allow it to happen. But I called our friend and I said, "Where is Nicole?" in September. And she goes, "I don't know. I think she's got something going on." And I said, "Okay." And then October rolled around and I'm like, "Where is Nicole?" And she's like, "I don't know. I'll call her and see if I can get her to come to the next one." There was just something that was drawing me to her energy. There was something that was telling me that we got to keep on this. We got to keep reminding her to come back. And finally, she showed up, month 3 after the first time that we met. And from that point on, we really just connected and we really just merged those energies and the love that we have for spirit and all things spirit related. And that's really where it just starts from that point on. And that's how Shades of Spirit started to evolve. By that point, I was working under the name Conveyor of Souls. Conveyor of Souls to me was someone that was conveying messages from spirit to the humans, right? Well, then I realized as we worked more and more together that I'm no longer conveying messages. I'm a Reiki master. We do some shamanic journeying work. We do some hypnosis work. We do meditations. We learn everything we possibly can. We've taken palm reading classes, numerology, anything and everything spirit related. So we decided that we really wanted to join the business together and that we needed a new name. We needed to not start fresh or have new beginnings, but just get the ball rolling with us and our energy together. So why don't you tell everyone how you came up with the name Shades of Spirit?
I like Shades of Spirit because I just thought, I'm like, I think we were talking one day and I'm like, we just do so many different things. We have like so many shades of about us. And she's like, oh yeah, that's kind of a good idea. So we came up with Shades of Spirit. And I just think it's very appropriate for the things that we do. I mean, not only were we taking all those classes and experiencing that, but also we're having people come to us, and especially after readings, because that's really where, I don't know, that's the heart of it. Like, we love giving readings to either one-on-one or group readings, whatever it is, but people were actually starting to seek us out to teach certain things. And I think, that's where we learn the most, is when we teach others.
So empowering to watch someone who's coming up in their own gifts. And for a lot of us in the ages of, from my experience, this is all from my perspective, started getting into spirits, at a young age and then had it turned off. And then from there, we start to find ourselves merging back into that energy, right? Late 30s ish to mid 50s really is where it starts to ramp up. And we start to start, because that's a word, guys. We start to really embrace it again, which is interesting to see that happen. And I'm learning from my own experience that when we have children, which I have 3, they open up spiritually much quicker as well, having parents who also saw spirit at a young age. And so we're supposed to be the ones that like catapult this spiritual aspect so that our children and their children are residing in a vibration that's much higher than any of us are vibrating in now. And that we're able to capture the essence of what truly living in peace is, which is, one of our goals is to be able to do that. But by through teaching and learning from others and meeting new people, we really get the whole essence of what this is about and how to work with it. And even times when, spirit might not be so friendly. I've been scratched. We do paranormal investigating. That's something we really enjoy doing. We don't get out a lot now, obviously, because of what's going on. But empowering spirits. And when you can empower spirits and lift their energy and help them raise to that vibration, you know you've done something right. So we're going to take a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. We want you guys to know that in 15 minutes, around the half hour mark, we're going to be taking call-ins for some readings today. We've got our oracle decks out, we've got our feelers out to spirit. We want to show you guys what we're capable of doing, what we do very well, and how Shades of Spirit came about.
I'm
Anything else
excited.
from you? Are you
No,
excited?
I'm
I can't
excited.
wait,
I know.
and I can't wait. The next section, we're going to talk about how we grew our gifts and where we started, because I think a lot of you can relate to what we went through as children and how we are, empowered now, because you guys probably have some of the similar stories. If you want more information on us, I urge you to go to www.shadesofspirit.com. We want to thank Jessica from Transformation Talk Radio for the beautiful website that she has created for us. You can also follow us on Shades of Spirit LLC for Facebook and Instagram, and coming soon will be our radio show. So thank you very much, you guys, and we'll see you right after this break. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Shades of Spirit. Well, you're here with me, Psychic Medium Jaime.
And me, Spiritwalker Nicole.
We are Shades of Spirit. We are discussing today, giving you guys an intro of who we are, what we're about, how our gifts started, what we do. We're going to give you an example at 11:30 or 11:30. I'm
Nope.
just making up times, guys.
If you're in New York,
If you're
yes.
in New York, yes. At 8:30 on the half an hour, we are going to start taking call-ins to show you what we do best. We're going to do some oracle card readings, some spirit card readings, connecting with anybody that wants to come through for messages. But I thought it would be very important for our audience to know how we got started. When did this start opening up for us, and how did we navigate through it? Because so many of us, again, like I said before the break, are going through that somewhere anywhere from mid to late 30s to mid 50s is kind of that age range I'm finding where everyone's starting to open up and have those aha moments. And I know for me, working with clients, that I find that 0 and 5 birthdays seem to be a pivotal point for people. That once they hit that 0 or 5 birthday,
See,
it's
like, is it like weird? So when you always say that, but it's like 30 or 35
correct,
or
right?
40. Okay.
Exactly. So 30, 35. For a lot of people that are surrounded me, it was 40. All of a sudden, they're seeing energies, they're feeling them, they're hearing them. And then we have, close to 5 years to work through that energy. And then we get another upgrade, another boost spiritually. And now we're trying to find out how to navigate it. So we started doing mediumship 101s, one-on-ones, and the feedback on it was just extraordinary because there's so many people on so many different levels. So we do offer mediumship Zoom workshops now because we can't do them in person. And that's a group. And it's great because you get to meet people, you get to start, you get to start making your soul tribe, which is great. But then if you want to really advance and move quicker and have us tune into your energy and your spirit guides and really work on that level, that's how that, comes about with the mediumship 101.
I wish that I had had that.
I
Like
was just going to say that.
you designed that, and I was like, this is great because it's coming when you're an up and coming medium, or even if you're just interested in it. It's such a good spot to start because, like, we send you a questionnaire to kind of figure out where you are, and even if it's just like I have no idea where I am, I just want to learn. That's cool too. And it's like a safe environment, no judgment. We take you in there and we just build you up. It's been one of my favorite things so far.
Absolutely, because you get to build that relationship with your client as well. So, how did you get started in all of this? Let our audience know, because we work on different levels. Also, which is why the name Shades of Spirit has come about. Is it's not just about all the different modalities we work in, but it's also the levels and realms that we work in as mediums. So, you start. Tell everyone about you, how you got here.
All right. Well, I think much same as a lot of people. Of course, when we're young, we're open, and no one's told us that it's wrong or bad yet. So you're kind of growing up, and I remember talking to my angels and guides when I was little, and then you just kind of grow up, and if you're not really in that environment, or your parents or family isn't really into that, it's just kind of pushed to the side, which is what happened to me. And it's just something I didn't talk about. I'd have little hints of it pop out throughout my life where I would see things or just hear things, and I'm like, okay, push it aside because I didn't know what it was. And then when I was in I would say my late 30s, is when spirit really intervened and kind of put me into the company of some some very spiritual people, just by happenstance, if you will. It was at a gym, and started talking to some people, and
You would not expect your local gym folks to be
no,
working out, and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, so you into spirit? You look familiar. Why do I know you? Oh, you like spirit too? In a gym in between sets, folks.
yeah, and it's funny, and it's just spirit will reach out and touch you in different ways. And it might be some of you sitting there right now that are like, who are these people? What am I listening to? But it might spark something, an interest, which is what happened to me. So then I started, I asked them where they studied, and then I tried that place, and then I found another place from that place, and it just kind of cascaded. And pretty soon I just opened up, and I was, again, it was like a reunion when I really started, like, the guides started coming in again and talking to my angels and giving messages, and it was beautiful, and it was amazing. And I don't know. It's hard to describe, but whereas I am always interested in talking to the dead people, it's just not my thing. I'm working on it. I'm always working on things. But Jamie is definitely better at that than me. But that's why we work so well together. Because whereas I like to play up in the skies with the angels and guides, she's more down to earth. Well, not earth, but go ahead. I'll shut up.
Earthly. No, but you know what I really liked what you said there is it was like a reunion, right? So when we finally reconnect with our spirit team, the angels, our guides, and we find that moment, it just gives me the chills even now to think about it and how many people are starting to lock that back in. And it is a reunion because you know what? Who else is going to know what our journey on Earth at Earth School is if it wasn't for the fact that we had the spirit team around us? So a lot of us walk around with blindfolds on, right? And then all of a sudden one day somebody says something. You might have someone that said, hey, listen to this talk show. I've had a reading from them before, or this looks interesting, check it out. And you might be putting pieces together in your own life, but we walk around with those blinders on, blindfolds on, and it's so easy just to rip them off and to see our team and connect. And you don't have to have faces and names, right? I love the way you explain to people about how angels and guides don't need names. It's human.
Yeah, everybody, that's one of the first questions. Tell me what my guardian angel's name is. Tell me what my spirit guide's name is. And it's almost like I don't want to, because part of your own spiritual growth and journey is to develop that relationship, get to know them, and find out their names. And it's like the process of it, and you build that bond, and you guys start communicating back and forth with signs, symbols, whatever it is. And if somebody just said, oh, his name is Bob, well, okay, cool, that kind of takes the magic out of it. And so I'm very reluctant to tell you what your spirit guide's name is, because
It's
it
personal.
takes away, it is personal, it takes away something.
And that's part of that reunion part is bringing it all back together. And so when you get to that level, which you could do right now, it doesn't have to be a particular level, and we start talking with our spirit team, we can ask them, please direct me on the path that I was to take when I came down here on earth, right? Please allow me to be aligned with people that are going to help me fulfill everything that we sat down in spirit and planned out. And when we do that, it is amazing what happens and what gets brought to us. So for me, for my gifts, Spiritwalker Nicole is our angel medium, spirit guide medium. Um, she connects on such a high vibration and a high level, and it's very easy for her. For me, I can get a message from an angel. I don't really see them. It's more of their essence coming through. I talk to guides all day long because they're spirit-based energies. I talk to your family, friends, loved ones as well. So I give messages on the medium side. We're both also extremely gifted psychics as well. So we use and teach all the different levels of how to be a psychic, all the clairs, right? For me as a child, I was about 6 or so, and I started seeing energies pop up at the foot of my bed at night. And they were very dark, meaning in color, and the energy was very low. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. And I didn't understand what was happening. And I was finally that kid that had to have the TV on, even if it was static. I had to have the bedroom door open, the light in the hallway open or on, and that door open. I could not be in the dark because when I was in the dark, all of those energies would come around at once. And as a kid, that's scary as hell, right? I mean, that just freaks you out. So what I end up doing is I end up trying to shut down my gifts. But guess what? Spirit was like, you're on life path 9. In numerology, that is the completion of this cycle. You are going to open up. So I would try and shut it down and it would open back up. So as I got a little bit older, things would happen. And I would ask my parents about them, and my dad would dismiss them with scientific methods, right? Scientific methods. We lived near air base, so the airplanes came over and the electromagnetic came down, and that's why your wind chime and your candle hanging in the corner of your room are swinging in opposite directions crazy after you saw the flash of light. What does that do to someone? It starts to tear us down, and we think sometimes that we're crazy, which happens to a lot of kids as time goes on, right? And I've seen it in my own children. And then the fear sets in. What are you going to do then? So it took me until my early 20s to realize that I was a medium and I needed some help, some guidance, how to open up these doors safely. So I started taking classes anywhere from Julian to Encinitas. I had a fabulous teacher in Julian who really opened me up to the world of learning everything about spirit. Nicole calls them your spiritual tool belt, right? So with that being said, I was able to start learning how to hone in my gifts and open them all up at the same time. And then when I came into my 30s, I knew that this is what I wanted to do. This is what was going to happen. I was going to make this happen to help others not have to live in fear like I was. So I had a mentor at the time, and she opened me up and she said, you know what? Let go of the fear. That's what's happening. I can see it. And as soon as I acknowledged that and realized I was in control and I had the power, which is what a lot of us mistakenly think we don't have when it comes to spirit, the rest of my gifts opened up. And I never looked back. And I have lots of people in my life, I can't list them all right now, that have helped me on this journey. And it ended up bringing me to work with Nicole, which is super fun. I mean, we have so much fun.
Tell them what you do best.
What I do best?
Yes.
Psychometry?
No,
Oh,
about
I like psychometry.
what types of people do you communicate with the best?
Oh, okay. So as Nicole works in those higher realms, I work in the lower realms. Suicide victims, drug and alcohol overdoses, sudden deaths, to just the jerks that have left this plane and are still residing in that vibration that they passed in. So I will go into homes, and I've been scratched 3 or 4 times. I've had huge bruises on the side of my legs. And when you talk to them like they're 4, either they're going to start softening up so that I can help raise their energy vibration and help empower them, or they're going to leave. I do believe that we pass a lot of times in the vibration that we were in life. And so some of us ascend and we go up, and some of us still have work to do and still things to learn, so we don't have to come back and do it again. So we're going to take a short break in just a second. We've got a few callers that are already calling in for some readings today, so I can't wait to get to that part. You guys can also, again, find our story at shadesofspirit.com. You could give us a call at 858-684-7575 to set up an appointment. You can message us. You can email us at admin@shadesofspirit.com. You can also follow us again at Shades of Spirit LLC on Facebook and Instagram as well. I can't wait for the next part, because this is our element. It's connecting. And I know that we both do those, differently.
Mm-hmm.
So right before we go, what did you do right before we started the show?
I meditated.
She meditated and I did my hair and makeup, right? And I talked to my spirit team. I had a spirit date, something we teach in our mediumship classes. So I actually talked to my team last night and meditated, and then worked with my team this morning, so that they already know who's coming to us, which is super fun. So I can't wait to see what's up next. Join us, call in. We're doing live readings right now, and we will see you shortly. Thanks, guys. All right, everybody, we are back. Shades of Spirit. I am psychic medium Jaime.
I'm Spiritwalker Nicole. So excited.
I have never, you guys, seen Spiritwalker Nicole so excited. And when she gets like this, her vibration is so high that it gives me the chills constantly, which is
fun. This is my favorite part.
I know. Well, it is. Okay, so we are taking some calls right now, and we are excited to be able to do some readings for people. This is what we live for. We'll do Facebook Lives. We always do our Facebook Lives for free, so we give readings out off and on throughout the month. Then we also have Release and Intentions workshop, so we have one coming up on the 18th of this month. If you're interested in learning how to let some of that energy go and replace it with your intentions and what you want to manifest, that's a great workshop to do that in. We also
it's like $10. It's a steal.
It's $10. It really is. And then the first Monday of every month, starting in September, so it'll be September 7th, we're starting our sacred circles. And what those are is it's a time for all of us to get together And we talk about the topics that we're going to do each month. So each month here on Transformation Talk Radio, we're going to be doing like a series almost. 1 month will be energy, 1 month will be manifesting, 1 month will be paranormal, and we'll break it up into 4 segments. The last segment of every month is going to be readings and questions, which I love that part the most, is being able to connect with you guys, the viewers and listeners. And then the last week of every month, we will do the giveaway as well. And it'll be all sorts of cool things like a free reading. We have some fabulous people who make beautiful bracelets that work with us as well. Just all sorts of fun stuff on that level. But our heart is in our readings as well. So I would love to take the first caller, Zach, if that's cool.
Producer Zach.
I know.
Absolutely. We got Lisa from California. Lisa, you're live.
Hello, Lisa.
Well, hello, ladies. Thank you for taking my call.
Oh, thank you for calling in. How are we doing today?
I'm doing great. So I do have a question.
Okay.
So, like, I see numbers a lot, and I used to get all excited when I saw double numbers, but, like, I've moved on and see triple numbers, and, okay, so, like, I see those on a regular basis. But lately, and I've, like, made the conscious decision to pay attention, but at least the last 2 weeks, all day, every day, I see, like, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5, sometimes, like, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, like, they're not always in a row, forward. Sometimes they're forward, sometimes they're backward. And sometimes they're just all mixed up, but I literally notice, and it's always, like, it's mostly 6, 7, 8-ish. So I'm just wondering, am I turning into a crazy numbers lady?
Yes, yes, you are.
Like
Goodbye. Next caller, please.
Not at all. So look at the card that was pulled by Spiritwalker Nicole out of the angel deck. If you're watching it, it's the angel of belief. If you're listening to it, I'm going to tell you about it. So it's the angel of belief, and she's sitting on the ground, and she's got a card, and it's this beautiful meadow that she's in, and the angel of belief is behind her, and she's got her hands in a prayer position. So if you believe it and you're seeing it.
Let me just read right out of the book for a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm copying the book.
You need to just.
I'm sorry. So this goes with your question, Lisa.
So it's what it says, and I just, like, we never just read out of books. I mean, anybody could do that, but you know, you're asking about signs and symbols and numbers. And right here it says, your angel of belief will help you to pay attention to the many signs and symbols from your loved ones to let you know they are safe and well in spirit in your time of need and during your triumphs and challenges. Once a loved one crosses into the spirit realm, it doesn't mean that they have stopped loving you or being a part of your life. Your angel of belief will give you all the support and strength you need to believe. I mean, you are crazy with these symbols because you're noticing them. The more you notice them and see them and acknowledge them, the more spirit is going to be like, cool. And it's fun and it's like a game, and they're going to start sending you even more. So it's amazing. Now you can talk, Jaime.
Oh my God, no. I mean, and what's funny is that I pulled a card for you as well out of the new Whispers of Love deck. And it says, be willing to express love to receive love. And it's just this beautiful card. So your signs, the numbers, if they're in order, right? Even if it's in the middle of the number scale, that means you're starting to head in the right directions. Things are starting to line up for you. So if you ever see 12:34 on a clock or 1:23, or you're driving somewhere and you see a phone number with 1234 or 6789, pay attention to that. The biggest part for me was signs, and I love that you brought this up, Lisa, is that with signs, if we then take that one step further and tune into our spirit team and think about what it is you're thinking about right in that moment, it's validation from either loved ones or your spirit team. So set those numbers up like we talk about. Have that number, if a loved one has passed, put that number out there with them and ask them to show you that number. If you want to connect with your spirit team, put a number together. We always talk about double-digit numbers, and let your spirit team know, if I see this double-digit number, I know I'm on the right track. But you have to go back and think about what it is you're doing in the moment. So the signs means that you're starting to open up and you're starting to become more clear, and the clarity is coming back. So I love that message for you. Thank you so much, Lisa, for calling. That was just, I love how all of this works together. Love it. I love it. And that's the biggest part too, is when we're, thank you. When we're taking time to look at the signs.
And it goes back to her card of believe. You have to believe it. And so people are like, it's probably just a coincidence. I don't know, maybe. And it's like, come on, like, get that out of the way and believe it. Because once you acknowledge it and believe it, you're going to start getting so many more. and just get that, I don't know, out of the way, it's amazing what's going to happen.
So exciting. So exciting. Okay. I'm ready for another one. We're starting this out early. I'm on a roll today. All right. Zach, do we have someone else that would like to speak with us?
We do. We have LaShawn from California.
Oh, yeah, no.
Awesome. Hello, LaShawn from California. How are you today?
LaShawn, are you there?
I feel like she's butt dialed us on accident.
I don't know.
How do you butt dial?
I didn't say my name's LaShawn.
1-800 number. Do we have LaShawn?
Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you now. Hello there.
Hi.
Welcome to Shades of Spirit on Transformation Talk Radio. We are doing live call-in readings, as you've obviously heard, because you've called in. Anything in particular you're looking for, or are you just kind of open right now? Because I've already picked out a deck for you.
Yeah, actually, I'm just really, really open right now. Thank you.
Okay, so let's do that. Oh, I love this card. Okay, so out of the Message Oracle deck, I like to work with decks that are all different spectrums. I've got relationship decks on here, angel decks on here, heart decks on here. But the card I pulled today for you is Let Two Become One, which is very interesting. And that's a beautiful picture if you're watching. And if not, you'll be able to see it when you go back and watch it on our Facebook page or on Transformation Talk Radio. But the Let Two Become One card says, share yourself with the one that you love. But what they're showing to me is a split within you. And it's about merging those two back together and becoming back in alignment with your higher self and your physical self. So it's self-love is what they're showing me. Be the best friend and let them be yours. So again, these cards we don't take in literal translation. This is what they're really showing me is to rekindle that relationship with your higher self. Be your higher self's best friend. Start using your higher self more in communicating with your spirit team and guiding and directing you. It says, let your trust in each other be unshakable and your love be strengthened by knowing and accepting each other's flaws and weaknesses. So allowing our higher self to kind of help us clear out some of that energy and acknowledge our weaknesses and strive to them. You're moving forward, and you're moving forward very quickly is what they're showing me as well. So with that being said, they actually just did that whole cliche thing of stop and smell the flowers. And I'm looking outside our backyard and they're like picking flowers and just relishing these moments right now and really reconnecting with yourself and reconnecting with earth, grounding yourself, and then allowing yourself to connect on that higher level. I hope that makes sense because it's talking about giving yourself completely, trusting that you will not lose your independence or sense of self, but instead become two halves of a strong, loving whole. And that really would encompass your mind, body, and spirit and what you're looking to do next in your life, which I love.
The card that I pulled for you, LaShawn, is out of the Archangel Power Tarot deck cards, and it was the Four of Ariel, and it comes up. And what this one is talking about is about giving and receiving, so that balance. So it's reminding you not to give too much of yourself into everything you do. Make sure you keep that balance and you're receiving as well. It talks about being a little resistant to change. And so if you are finding there's any areas in your life that you're kind of like holding on to pretty tight and stuff, just be willing to chill a little bit and to kind of roll with things. Change isn't always bad. It brings great things sometimes. And then it also talks about extremes in how you save or spend money. So it's kind of like just a message of balance and centering, and just, it's going to be fine. The angels are right there with you. Make sure you're calling them in for what you need. If it's money or career, whatever it is, they're going to have your back. So just relax a little bit, roll with things, and it's going to be good.
Once you connect on that level too with your higher self, all of that starts to manifest quickly. Does any of that kind of resonate with you with what you're going on in your life right now, LaShawn?
Yes, absolutely. Especially the balance of giving and not receiving, the balance with that, because I do a lot. So, yes, like all of it is totally making sense to me. I really appreciate you guys.
Oh, well, thank you so much, LaShawn, for calling in. Have a fabulous Monday morning.
You too. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye. That's what's really cool is when you find the balance. And so many of us are off balance right now of what's going on in the world. And knowing that we can do some easy steps like stepping outside, grounding your energy, Like last night, I did an Epsom salt bath with essential oils and just really allowed that energy to release from my body. Brought in my spirit team, brought in Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, and all my healing guides, and just asked them to work on me energetically. Because we're in such a space to where we feel like we're almost trapped at times, we have to be able to have that outlet to be able to let go of that energy and find that balance and peace within. And that's what a lot of people are starting to do right now, which is just so cool.
It's just, spirit teams are probably the most underutilized resource, in the universe, because they're there. They're like your biggest cheerleaders. We all have them. There's nobody that's sitting there listening to this right now that's like, I wonder if no, stop wondering. You do. They're right next to you. If you're in the car, guess what? If your passenger seat they're in the jump seat. Like you just have to call them in. And even if if you don't know their name or you don't know what they look like, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Mm-mm. All you have to do, and it goes back to that first card, is believe it and call them in. You don't have to say it out loud. You don't have to be the crazy person that everyone like, who is she talking to? No, it's fine. Say it in your mind. And then you're going to start. And even if it's a small thing of like, okay, can you show me a sign, or if I see the number 63 today, I'll know it's you. Show me that number, and then look for it. Like Jaime was talking about, license plates, billboards, phone numbers. You might be order number 63, assuming we can ever go out again after this virus. All of it, look for those numbers, and that is like a great first way to establish that relationship with the team. And then you're going to start being like, oh man, here they are. But you got to call them in. They can't impose on your free will. And they can't kick down those doors if you don't want them kicked open.
I think that's the biggest part that a lot of us forget, is that we have to call in our spirit team and ask them, because they're not going to intervene. We're free will. And so if we can ask them to come in and help us, even if you're not sure what you need help with, that's what a lot of people don't understand too, is you don't have to have a set plan, right? You can just ask them to come in and help guide you with what you're supposed to achieve on this life's journey. And they will be like, finally, they're not over there clicking their watches going, do you think she's going to get it this lifetime? Or are we all coming back next lifetime to finish up and tie up the loose ends? So that's what I love.
Worthiness too. A lot of people feel that they're not worthy of a spirit team, that they stole a candy bar when they were 5. And so their life is nobody from spirit will ever even look at them. And that's ridiculous. Like this whole life is about learning, changing, growing, learning from our mistakes. And that's what the team is there for. And especially angels. Angels aren't judgmental. They're not being like, oh, nope, you're not worthy enough. They are always there. When you call them in, they are always there. A lot of people are like, well, I can't call in Archangel Michael. He's got so many more important things to do. And I just start laughing. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, are you serious right now? You call them in all the time. Archangels can be in many places at once and help whoever calls them in. All you have to do is take that first step, call them in, no matter what you're doing, big or small. There's parking spot angels. You want a parking spot? You got to give them the time. You can't just like roll in and be like, oh, parking spot angel, let's do it. Like, give them a little bit of time, a little heads up. They show up.
Works every time. All right. I'm excited because my guides are already telling me I need to pull an angel card, and I don't usually do that. So do we have someone else that is on the line, Zach?
Yes, we do. We have Dawn from California.
Ooh, Dawn from California. I love it.
Hello, Dawn from California.
Hello.
Hello there. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you ladies doing?
We are doing really well. It's kind of funny because Californians don't get up early, and I'm finding there's a few Californians around here that are getting up early. So it's a Monday morning. It'll be a good week. I can feel it. All right, Dawn, are you looking for anything in particular, or are you just kind of open to see what we got today?
Well, I actually did have a question. I know a lot of parents are facing struggles with school and education this year, and so I don't know how specific you want me to get, but I just definitely would like some guidance from Spirit and angels regarding my son's kindergarten year and what direction we should kind of head with that.
Oh, kindergarten. I love it. Yeah, it is a tough time, that's for sure. I mean, from any age, from kindergarten, preschool, daycare to my daughter will be a senior this year and looking at spending her entire senior year at home, kind of like the last year's class that spent, their second semester at home, and all the different changes. Yeah, I have to say though, coming from, I'm divorced, so we have split custody of our children. that the fact that we are now homeschooling in a sense, is going to make it a little bit difficult. And I found so many people that are in that same boat as you, Dawn, of like, how do I navigate this? And I'm assuming you've got other kids at home, because I feel like I could hear a little one in the background, or we just have a ghost in the room. I'm not sure.
Yes.
But how to, yeah, guys, I also know when I'm hearing humans usually and when I'm hearing spirits. So, but how to navigate that. And honestly, your guides are talking about, don't put it all on you. So allow your child to experience the school part of it as best as he can, but don't, okay. They're showing me a hover parent, and I'm not seeing you as a hover parent, but all of a sudden now we feel like, oh my gosh, now our child's, school career is in front of us. And they're like, just take a step back and breathe. It's kindergarten. It's things you've already been working with on your child. You've been reading to him. You've been, teaching him the ABC songs and these type of things. So don't feel as though your child's going to be put behind. Right. And I know that is a fear from a lot of parents. I've heard it from so many people across time. And I wondered it for a brief moment with my son, who's 11, who was in 5th grade. And we got him through 5th grade. But going into 6th grade is a different story. There's so many different subjects and classes. So now it's about having us rearranging our entire lives to also be able to help be there for them and to help support the teachers that are out there doing this online. I mean, how frustrating can that be as well? Because they're so used to being hands-on. For you, you got the receptivity card that I got. Being receptive and open to the change is what they're talking about. You've had a lot of change going on in your life, and just allowing that to come through. Being receptive to the fact that spirit is going to help things lighten that load for you as well. Your son's angels are not going to allow him to fall either. That if he doesn't get his homework done or can't sit still in that period of time that you're supposed to be online with the teacher, they're talking about communication. And be receptive to their answers, and then make it work for what works for you, especially since he's so young. They're also talking about make sure that you allow yourself some time and space as well for some self-care, because it is a little bit more responsibility on us now to also be making sure that our kids are doing what they need to for school and staying on top of that. Spiritwalker Nicole pulled the Angel of Divine Timing. I like that.
Yeah. So if you can see that card, if you're listening, it's a angel up in the sky, and she's holding a clock, and even the clock has angel wings. So I like that. When you skip through this, it says your angel of divine timing has been working behind the scenes, ensuring that all the pieces of the puzzle will fall into place and will result in your desired outcome. And it's about timing, and everybody is like, when is this going to stop? We don't know. Right. But it will stop at some point, and life will go back to normal. And I think it's just a matter of having patience. And of course, we live in a society that wants it now. Mm-hmm. But just trust, call in those angel teams, call in your son or daughter's angel team, and have them, just work on it, work on the timing when it's safe. Just can't rush. We want all the kids to be safe, and then all the families. So it's going to happen. It's just a matter of the uncertainty is scary. But it's told, and that's why I like this card so much. And it's just about trusting the angels and trusting that spirit has your back, and they're working on it. This says in here, the most important thing is not to doubt the power of your angel of divine timing. Mm-hmm. When you add doubt to the equation, you will sabotage all of the hard work you and your angel of divine timing have applied to achieve your desired outcome. Have faith that all is well, and be patient.
That's the biggest part.
That's the part.
Patience, right now. I hope that gives you a little bit of clarity and kind of where to move forward in that energy. Just keep your energy in a space of patience, and that's going to help you for sure. And call in your angels. Absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dawn. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. I love it. I think we've got time for maybe one more. Do you want to throw one more out there? We've got someone else out there.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's go over to Ashley in California. Ashley, you're live on Shades of Spirit.
Cool.
Hi, Ashley. I like Ashley's vibe right now.
Like,
She's nice and laid back.
Maybe I'll talk, maybe I won't.
What can we help you with today,
How
Ashley?
are you?
She's happy.
I know.
Actually, just whatever comes through. I'm easy.
All right,
It's not
Ashley.
that kind of show.
I'm going to have to tell you that we cannot promote that on this show. There might be another one.
Nope.
All right, Ashley.
Shades of Spirit After Dark.
Yeah. We're on to something now.
TTR, are you listening?
I think so. Shades of Spirit. I think actually we discussed that once as a joke. No, it was a joke. Yeah.
I was serious.
I'm going to pull an angel, not an angel, a divine energy oracle card. Now, these cards, Spiritwalker Nicole doesn't particularly enjoy when I pull them for her.
They're mean.
They're not mean. They're
me.
never mean oracle cards, but they are very much in your face, and it's the message that you need to hear right now. Boy.
100.
This one. 100%. So I feel like you are a straightforward person here, Ashley, and you're like, all right, let's go. Let's see what we have here. So we're going to give you your commitments.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not talking about you being a flake, and it's actually not about the outside people. It's about keeping the commitments within yourself. So making sure that you are staying in alignment with who you are and what you want for you. So they're talking about you having this gigantic heart and giving and giving and giving. It seems to be a pattern for today right now. And at times we allow ourselves to lose sight of the commitments that we made to ourselves, right? So I know for me, I'm like, I'm going to go walking today. I'm going to commit to myself some self-care, and I get busy with 1,000 things. I'm a Virgo, so my mind's all over the place, and it's like 8 o'clock at night, and I'm like, wow, I was going walking today. Those times where I just want to take some time out for myself, and hey, I'm going to paint my nails today. Those little things that we can do for ourselves just to put us in a vibration of just self-love and self-care. Those commitments to ourselves, that's what your spirit team is talking about. So I'm going to leave you with that. Keep your commitments with your own team. What do you have, Nicole?
I have your Angel of Harmony card. And when this card shows up, it's just about, there's kind of a theme today about balance and relaxing, having patience. And this talks about, it's important to remember that there are times when your natural balance is disturbed through issues that are no fault of your own. Challenges can occur when important changes happen in life, and this can put you in a state of disharmony because you don't know what the outcome will be. And that's really a good message for all of us.
Absolutely.
These times we don't know. We just don't know what's going to happen. And so many people are struggling with, how am I going to pay rent, to keep my food on the table, whatever it is. And it's about harmony, bringing it back, and just finding the positive stuff and just having faith.
I love it. I think that we will end with you, Ashley. Thank you so much for calling in today.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I do think the moral to the story of today is hopefully we are able to empower you guys and able to share our story and get to know you guys over the course of time. Not only did we sign a contract with TTR, so we'll be on every day or every Monday morning at 8 a.m. No, but we really want to get to know our listeners and get to know the people out there and hear your stories, because I find that I'm most empowered by working with clients and having messages through them, because I gain something each and every time. So with that being said, have faith, find that balance, find the harmony within. Go about your week in a vibration that's much higher than maybe where you normally are. And that's by doing some self-care. And that could just be going outside and enjoying a flower or watching the butterfly fly by.
Music, I'm all about the music. So infuse that into your life in whatever form that is, because it always raises your spirits a little bit. And tell them one more time how they can book their own personal experiences with us.
Absolutely. So you can get a hold of us at shadesofspirit.com. We will also have our radio show on there as well linked. So if you missed it today or could only hear part of it, you can go back. You can follow us at Shades of Spirit LLC on Facebook and on Instagram. We also can be reached at 858-684-7575. We do one-on-one readings. Nicole and I do separate readings with people. So if you just want an angel reading, you can go to her. If you just want to hear from dead people, you can hear from me. We also do group readings. Everything right now is through Zoom. I am a Reiki master, so I do Reiki work as well, Reiki flows. Just check out our services page. We offer so much. We want to thank you guys very much for tuning in, for supporting us, for joining us on our first show on Transformation Talk Radio. You can also find us over there, transformationtalkradio.com, for these episodes as well. So we want to thank them. We want to thank Zach, our producer today. It's our first day working with him, so hopefully we haven't scared him off with all of our spooky talk. So thank you guys very much. We will see you next Monday morning at 8 a.m.
Have a great week.
You've been listening to Shades of Spirit with me, Jaime.
All clear.